Hello everybody, welcome to this instruction video. I'd like to show you part 12 of the Crochet Along Mandala Madness by Helen Shrimpton, using cotton 8 and sun-kissed yarn, both by Scheepjes, and a 3mm crochet hook. The elements that make up part 12 have been used before. For example, this edge here, we've also done that in part 11. So this and these shells here are also very similar to things we've done before. If all went well, this should not be a very difficult part for you because you've done things like this before in this project. Nonetheless, I'll still take you step by step through everything we're doing in part 12. Hope it's a useful video for you. Thank you for watching. Round 77. I've got a new color yarn on my hook. There we go. I'm going to start with a single crochet in this stitch just after this last long single crochet that you made in the previous part. So see here this long stitch. You're going to make a standing single crochet in the stitch immediately after it. So you've got here all these long single crochets, so that last one. Make a standing single crochet in that stitch. You're going to skip the next 2 stitches, 1, 2 stitches, and then we're going to make 4 trebles in this stitch after that. So in the 3rd stitch, so 1, 2, and then the 3rd stitch going to make treble. That's 1, 2, oh dear, do that again, 2, 3, 4, and now we're going to make a picot, and everybody does the picots differently. This is the way that it's described in this pattern. I'm going to do a chain 3. Now we're going to come back to the stitch we just made, to the top of that stitch, and close with a slip stitch. I'll show you a few more times if you missed that, because we're going to be doing a few more of these. I'm going to continue and make 3 more trebles in the same stitch where we already had the 4. I'm going to do 3 more. 1, 2, and this is number 2. Again, take off 3 times, and this is number 3. So you now have 7 trebles in here and a picot. I'm going to skip 2 stitches, so 1, 2 stitches, skip, and then work a single crochet. I'm going to do this again, so we're again going to skip 2 stitches and work 4 trebles. 2 stitches, skip, and work 4 trebles. And 2, 3, 4 trebles, and now we're going to do that picot again. Otherwise, let me just show you ever so slightly better. Do a chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Then you're going to come back into the top of this stitch. So it's basically the top of the treble in this case, and then do a slip stitch in there, and that completes the picot. And now we again work 3 trebles in the same stitch. So that's 1, 2, and 3 trebles. Again, skipping 2 stitches, 1, 2, we work a single crochet. So now you have two of these little fans with a picot basically in the middle of those fans. We're making another single crochet here, because we're now going to start a new small repeat unit. So this starts with a single crochet, so it means you have two single crochets here next to one another, so don't get confused that you think, oh, this is wrong. This is according to pattern. Making a single crochet here, going to skip 2 stitches, and then in the next stitch again 4 trebles. So 1, 2, skip, and in the next stitch work 4 trebles, and then of course a picot again, and then 3 trebles. So this is another fan like we've just made. Yes, I've got 4 trebles, and I just have to turn everything a little bit because my mandala is getting bigger and bigger. There we go. So now we make the picot. Let's chain 3, then in the top of that stitch do a slip stitch. And now in the same stitch where we just had the 4 trebles, we're going to do 3 more. That's 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to skip 2 stitches and work a single crochet. And now again skip 2 stitches, and we're going to work another fan. So 2 stitches, skip, and then work another. You can see you've skipped those 2 stitches, and in your third one you're again going to work a series of trebles. So 4 trebles. My hook's getting stuck in my work, sorry. And 3 trebles. And this is number 4. We work the picot again, so that is chain 3, come back to that stitch and close with a slip stitch, and now 3 more trebles in this same stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Skipping 2 stitches, you still need to make 1 single crochet. So skipping these 2 to make 1 single crochet. And you can see that last single crochet you just made is on top of one of the first long single crochet on this edge. So that is a checkpoint for you there. Let me just move everything again, because now we've done all the ruffles, so now we're going to continue on this long edge here. We're going to make long single crochets again, so very much the same as we've done for at the end of the previous part. So in the next stitch, going to make a long single crochet, and it's an easy remembering is that basically our long single crochets are going to be exactly next to the ones from the previous round. So the next stitch, you're going to go down, bring this stitch up, and do a single crochet. And that's your long single crochet there. Now we work 3 more single crochets on the next stitches. That's 1, 2, 3. And this little part, the long single crochet and these 3 regular single crochets, you're going to do this 14 times in total. So we've just done once, we're now going to do this 13 more times. So the next stitch, go down, and work a long single crochet, and that's 1, 2, 3. So that's a second repeat. So doing this 14 times. I'll show you once more. Do that long single crochet, so bringing this up, and then 3 normal single crochets. 3. So you've now done 3 times. I'm going to show you one last time, and then I'm going to jump to the point where you've already done 14 long single crochet, and then 3 normal single crochets. 3, like so. So continue doing this little repeat unit until you've done 14 of these. I've now done this repeat 14 times, so you're ending in this last long single crochet stitch. On the next stitch we do a single crochet, and this stitch is exactly the same as the stitch we just started with that standing single crochet. So that would be this stitch here. So this stitch is exactly the same as that stitch. So now you're going to start the repeat again with all the ruffles and the picots, and then go along your edge and do all these long and normal single crochets. Go all the way around. I'm going to do this 8 times in total, so I need to do this 7 more times, and close on that first standing single crochet with a slip stitch. The next round I'm going to be using a new color yarn. Round 78, I have a new color yarn on my hook. We're going to start with a single crochet in the long single crochet that's immediately after one of your last shells. You see here the shells with the picot, and then you've got that single crochet, and here you've got the long single crochet. So in that long single crochet you're going to start with a standing single crochet, like so. And now we're going to do this again with the long single crochet and then the 3 normal single crochets, exactly the same as we've done in the previous round. So we're going to make a long single crochet in the next stitch. Just going to the bottom of that stitch and bring up your hook. Work. Oh dear, let's do that one again, because my hook gets a bit caught in my work here, and that's kind of giving me some troubles. Let's do that again. Bring up your work, your thread, and make this single crochet. Then 3 normal single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and now again a long single crochet. So in the next stitch, that's this one, go to the bottom of that stitch, pick up your hook, of your yarn I mean, bring it up, work single crochet, and again 3 normal single crochets. I've now done this repeat 2 times. You're going to do this 13 times in total. I've now done it 2 times, the long and then the 3 short, basically. 2, do this until you've done 13 of these. That will bring you to the other side. So I've now done the repeat 13 times, and your last single crochet is worked into this last long single crochet here. Now I'm going to work one more long single crochet. So in the next stitch, work that long single crochet, and now you need to do 2 more single crochets on the next 2 stitches. So not 3, you're not doing a full repeat here, just 2 single crochets on the next 2 stitches. Like so. You're going to skip the next stitch. That's going to be this stitch here, and then make a back loop single crochet on these 4 trebles. So skipping this stitch, then a back loop single crochet on the next stitch, and you can work it through the back loop, so that's only the 1 stitch, or you can also take the 3rd loop with you, that's here to the back. I'm actually going to take that third loop with me also. The reason is then you don't get holes in your work that easily. So I'm also taking that third loop from the treble with me. So that's 2. And this is number 4. You see that third loop there to the back. If you don't want to do it, it's fine, just work in the back loop of the treble. So I've now done 4 back loop single crochets. So we're going to do a chain 1, skipping the picot, and then come around to this side to work more back loop single crochets. So doing a chain 1, you're going to skip the picot, and then on these 3 trebles going to work a back loop single crochet. So on the next treble, in the back loop, work a single crochet. And I'm just taking that third loop with me. You don't have to do that if you don't feel comfortable doing that. Then just work in the back loop only, like so. Now this you're going to do 2 times. So we're skipping the next stitch. That's going to be this single crochet here in the middle. You're going to skip that. And then again in the 4 trebles, work a back loop single crochet. 1, 2, 3, and oops, I just can't get my hook on that third loop. There we go. 4 back loop single crochets, chain 1, skip the picot, and then go to the next stitch and work 3 back loop single crochets on these 3 trebles, like so. Now going to skip these 2 stitches that are here in the middle. So you're skipping these 2 single crochets, and then on this side we're going to do the same as we've done on this side. So we're going to work 4 back loop single crochets on the trebles, and skipping those stitches of course pulls your work slightly together, so don't worry about that you're thinking, oh, it doesn't fit anymore. It will all turn out well. 4. This loop is of course a little harder to get because we've got that extra slip stitch in there. Chain 1, skip the picot again. Now you come to this side and work 3 back loop single crochets on these 3 stitches. Make sure your picot is to the front of your work, so that your chain 1 is to the back. You want the picot to the front because we're going to be catching it later on. And my yarn is a little knotted. There we go. And now we do it once more. I'm going to skip this stitch here and again work 4 back loop single crochets, and only take the back loop if you feel comfortable. If you want to do what I do, you also take the third loop that's to the back. You also take that with you, and that's just to prevent holes from arising in my work. That's a little trick I learned from somebody else. Then chain 1, and then on the last, so it's skipping the picot, and then on the last 3 trebles I can just really get behind that picot, and then on the last 3 trebles also work back loop single crochets. Like so. And now we're going to skip the next stitch, which is again going to be this single crochet, and then work a single crochet in the long single crochet you have here. So that's your checkpoint, that single crochet here should be in the long single crochet. And now you're exactly at the same point where we started, so here with the standing single crochet. So this repeats with the long single crochets and then working all these back loop singles. Going to do that all the way around, so you need to do it 7 more times. When you get to the beginning, close with a slip stitch in that first standing single crochet, and then I'm not going to cut my yarn because I want to use the same color in the next round. Round 79. I'm currently in the stitch where we started the previous round, so in that standing single crochet I'm in there with a slip stitch. I'm going to start by making a series of trebles in the stitch where we're currently in. I'm going to do chain 4 for my first treble, and I'm going to make 6 more trebles in the same stitch. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take that beginning thread with me. I'm actually going to work over it and working it away. It's one. It's going to be very full in this stitch because you're going to basically have 7 stitches in there. 3, so that's 6 trebles and the chain 4. 4, 2 more, 5, and the last one, 6. So that's a little wave you made there, a shell. You're going to skip the next 3 stitches and be mindful which stitches those are, because the next stitch that's going to be this long single crochet here is actually almost covered by that shell, so be sure to not skip too many stitches accidentally. So you're skipping 3 stitches, so that means it's the long single crochet and then the next 2 stitches, and then in the 3rd stitch, or the 4th stitch I should say, we're going to make a half double crochet in that stitch, like so. So you see I've skipped 1, 2, 3 stitches and then the half double. You're going to make 48 half doubles. So that was 1, 2, 3. Continue until you have 48. 47, and then this is 48. Number 48 is exactly between your last 2 long single crochets. So you see you got exactly in the middle there. You've got 1 more single crochet and then that last half double is exactly in the middle between those 2. So that's a checkpoint for you. We're now going to again skip 3 stitches and then make 7 trebles in the next stitch. So we're going to skip 1, 2, 3 stitches, and then in that stitch here going to do 7 trebles. Twice over, 1, 2, 3, skip, and then the stitch after that, so that's just before, that's your last normal single crochet, so before you did all the back loop single crochets in the previous round. So we're going to do 7 trebles here. 3. This is number 4. 5 and 6 and 7. Again, going to skip 3 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3 stitches skip, and then we're going to work a single crochet, and that's going to be the single crochet before the chain 1 space. So in there, to work a single crochet. In the chain 1 space that's behind the picot, we're going to work a half double in that chain 1 space. work a half double, and then again we're going to skip 2 stitches. That's 1, 2 stitches, and then we're going to work a series of trebles again. So it's going to be in here, we're going to work 4 trebles and then 3 trebles in the next. So we're again working 7, but this time we're dividing them over 2 stitches. So twice over, skipping 1, 2 stitches, and make your first treble. You're going to do 4 and 2, 3, 4 trebles, and in the next stitch, immediately next to it, you're going to work 3 trebles, and then we're going to skip 2 stitches again. So that's 1 treble, 2, and 3. You're going to skip 2 stitches, so that's 1, 2 stitches, and now we're going to start the repeat unit again. So that's going to be a single crochet in the next stitch, and that's again the stitch before the chain 1 space, and this single crochet here is the same as that one there. So this little unit you're going to do this 3 times. So we've just done once, so we'll do it a second time. So that's a single crochet, then a half double in the chain 1 space, so that's behind your picot, skipping 2 stitches, and then work 4 trebles again. So skip 1, 2 stitches, and in the next work 4 trebles, 2, 3, and 4, and the stitch next to it work 3 trebles. So that's 1, 2, and 3 trebles, like so. Again, going to skip 2 stitches and work a single crochet in the next 1, 2 skip and a single crochet, and this is again just before the chain 1 space. Do my work again. There you go. And now we need to do the third repeat. So behind the picot in the chain 1 space we work a half double, skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and then the next work 4 trebles. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the stitch next to it work 3 trebles. So you have again 7. You've got 7 trebles everywhere, only sometimes you work them in 1 stitch and sometimes you work them over 2 stitches. 3 trebles, and again skipping 2 stitches, that's 1, 2 stitches skip, then a single crochet in the stitch after that. You still have 1 picot left with a chain 1 behind it. In that chain 1 space work a half double again. Going to skip 3 stitches now and then work 7 trebles. So that's 1, 2, 3 skip, and in that first single crochet that's through both loops, so this is a back loop stitch, that stitch that's through both loops, going to work the 7 trebles. Just 2 times over, skip 1, 2, 3 stitches, and then in the fourth you work 7 trebles. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. 7 trebles, and now you're at the same point you are where we started. So we're going to skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3 stitches, and then make a half double again. It's 1, 2, 3 skip, and then the next make a half double. And this is again the first of 48 half doubles on the next stitches. So you're going to continue like this, go all the way around, do all your half doubles, and then all your shells like this to the back. And then when you get to the beginning, close on your first chain 4, if I can find it. Close on your chain 4 with a slip stitch. I'm going to use a new color yarn in the next round, so I'm going to cut off. Round 80, new color yarn on my hook. And we're going to start with a double crochet in the third half double on any one of your repeat sides. So you have these half doubles, and we're going to do the third. So that's 1, 2 in the third. We do a standing double crochet, so in that third stitch. And now we're going to do a double crochet in the next 43. So that means 44 double crochets in total. So do all your double crochets. So 43 plus that standing double crochet. I've just done all the double crochets, so it's 44 in total, 43 plus that standing double crochet. You're going to skip the next 2 stitches. You have 2 stitches left here before you start on the first shell. On the shell we're going to work 2 back loop double crochets, then a back loop half double, then a single, then a half double, and then 2 doubles again. So that way we're going to work our way around this shell. And I'm just going to pick up that third loop again. So on the first one we work a double crochet, and on the second one also. Only in the back loops you're working this stitch. Then a back loop half double, back loop, then a single crochet, back loop only, now a half double again, and 2 back loop double crochets. If you don't want to pick up the third loop the way I'm doing it, that's just fine. Then just work in the back loop if you feel more comfortable doing that. I'm just picking up the third loop to prevent holes in my work. Especially with thinner yarn, you can get holes. And a back loop double crochet. We're now going to be picking up the picot, so that's going to be this stitch here. So what we're going to be doing is we've got 2 stitches back here. You see that's a single crochet and that's the half double. You're going to skip the single crochet, and with the half double you're going to catch the picot. So we're going to work a double crochet through the picot and that second stitch because we're skipping that first one. I'm going to yarn over and then through the loop of the picot, and if you have trouble finding it, just punch your hook in there. You'll have it globally in the right place, I'm sure. So you're skipping the single crochet and then the half double. That's the half double you worked in the chain 1 space. You're going to pick that up too and work a double crochet like so. So now you've caught your picot to your work. And this little bit, you're going to do this 4 times. So we just did once, we need to do 3 more. So we're going to do it on all 3 of these shells. I'll show you once more, and then I'll make a small jump in the video again. So on the next stitch, that's going to be the first one of this shell, you work a double crochet in the back loop only, or if you're like me, you also pick up that third loop. That's 2 double crochets, then a half double, a single, a half double again, and 2 doubles, and that brings you to the picot again. Just fine. There we go. Just, oh no, this is, see, that was through the bottom of the stitch. You only need to do the back loop. There we go. Like so. So you're going to skip the next stitch. That's going to be that stitch there, and then through the half double you catch the picot. So through the picot and the half double crochet, skipping the single crochet that you first encounter, work a double crochet like so. And now you've done the repeat 2 times. You're going to do this 2 more times, and I'll see you at this point here. So you've done the repeat 4 times. You should have 1 shell left, and we're going to do the same on this shell as we've done on the others. So we're going to do 2 back loop double crochets on the first 2 stitches. There's 1 and 2, then a back loop half double crochet, a back loop single crochet, and then a half double again, followed by 2 back loop doubles. 1 and this is number 2. There we go. And now it won't surprise you that you're going to be skipping the next 2 stitches, and then you're going to work 44 double crochets again. So skipping those first 2 stitches, the third one, going to work a double crochet, and that's again the first of 44. So this is exactly the same as the stitches that we started this round with. So that's the beginning of your repeat unit again. So you're going to work 44 double crochets, skipping your last 2 stitches, which will be the same as these 2 here, and then work the background here for all of these shells. Go all the way around and join to your first stitch with a slip stitch, that first standing double crochet. I'm going to use the same color yarn in the next round. Round 81. I'm in that first stitch from round 80 with that standing double crochet. I'm going to do a chain 4, 1, 2, 3. The first 3 is a double crochet, and then another for a chain 1. Skip the next stitch and then make a double crochet. And you're going to do this chain 1, you're going to do this 5 times. So that was once, 2 times, skip, 3 times, 4 times, and number 5, skip a stitch, double crochet and chain 1. We're now going to do 3 half double crochets on the next 3 stitches, 1 on each. So on the next stitch, sorry, first we're skipping a stitch and then doing 3 half double crochets. So that last chain 1 you still skip a stitch. It's 1, 2, 3 half double crochets, and now we do 14 single crochets. It's 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14 single crochets. Won't surprise that we now do 3 half doubles. 1, 2, 3 half doubles, and now you're going to do a chain 1, skip a stitch and work a double crochet. And this you're going to do 31 times, so that's going to bring you completely to the other side of your shell, so it's going to bring you all the way to this side here. So that was once, skip a stitch, that's 2, 3, and continue until you've done this 31 times. 4, and that's 5, and 31. I've done 31 of these double crochets, and there are actually very few landmarks here, but just to show you at least a few checkpoints, is that the stitches that go into the picot, you see here this double crochet that you've made into a stitch that has caught the picot, these are at intervals 10, 14, 18 and 22. So if you go here to your first one, this should be, there it is, this should be double crochet number 10, and your next one here is 14, and then this is number 18, and then this last one is 22. So that's the only real checkpoints there are, so you have to really count a little bit to make sure you don't make any mistakes along the line. So I've done this 31 times. Then I need to do a chain 1, skipping the next stitch. It's going to be this stitch here, and then you start again with the 3 half doubles. So that's 1, 2, 3 half doubles, and now you're going to do the single crochets again. So 14 singles, then 3 half doubles, and then you start this whole mesh framework again. So it's not a difficult round, but it is a round that will require some counting on your part, and just make sure that these points here match up with the correct stitch counts. Go all the way around, and when you get to the first stitch, close to that chain 3, if you made it, remember you have a chain 4 here, so close to that third chain stitch. If you made a standing double crochet, of course close onto that. Round 82, new color yarn on my hook. We're going to start with a single crochet in the third half double. You have here, you had here this mesh of double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, blah, blah, and you have here 3 half doubles and then a series of single crochets and again 3 half doubles. So these first half doubles are the ones you're going for, and then the third one of that. I'm going to make a single crochet in that stitch. So the third half double, make a single crochet. And now we're going to continue and work a single crochet on the next 17 stitches. So this is 1, 2, and continue until you have 17 single crochets. (15), 16, and this is number 17. So that brings you to the last half double. We're now going to work the same pattern here as we basically did here a few parts back. So we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to work a double treble in the skipped stitch from the previous round. See that stitch there? Going to work through there. Make a double treble. That's 3 times over, yes. Remember, it's a double, treble, double treble. Then insert into the stitch. Be sure to skip the chain space that you keep it to the back. You don't want to work over it. And then work your double treble. So let's take off 4 times. And now again, on the post of the double crochet, we're going to work a back post single crochet. So this is exactly the same as we've done before, like so. In this little unit, you're going to do that 31 times. That's basically in every one of these mesh stitches. So I'll show you again, 3 times over. In the stitch that you skipped in the last round, being sure to not work over your chain 1 space, so really keep that to the back, and you work double treble, and then on the next stitch around the back around the double crochet, you work a back post single crochet. I've now done it 2 times, going to do 31. Show you one last time, and then I'll make a jump in the video when I've done this 31 times. 3, 4, and a back post single crochet, like so. So continue and do this 31 times. When you've done this 31 times, you should have 1 chain space left. In there you're going to work 1 more double treble to complete the set, like so. And now you're going to work single crochets on all of these stitches again. The first one can be a little tricky. This half double can be a little tricky to get into because that loop kind of tends to disappear on you. So you're really going to have to just do a little bit of effort to find that first stitch. And there it is. So I'm doing 1, 2, 3 single crochets, and then I'm at the beginning of the point where I again said do 17. So you're doing 20 single crochets here in total, and that will bring you to this side again, where you can do these double trebles and back post single crochets. So do 20 single crochets here in total, 3 plus 17, and then do all of these stitches again, the double treble and the back post single crochet. When you get back to the beginning, close on your first standing single crochet. When you're all done, you've done away all your ends, this is what your mandala looks like at the moment. Brings us to the end of part 12. Thank you for watching and hope to see you again next week.